When you think about manufactured homes, what comes to mind? For a lot of people, they picture old, run-down trailer homes from decades ago, almost like something you'd see in Vegas Vacation. But honestly, that's not always the reality anymore. Some manufactured homes today are surprisingly modern, updated, and very well maintained. In many cases, manufactured homes can offer a more affordable path from renting to home ownership for buyers who may feel priced out of the traditional housing market. Now, that doesn't mean manufactured homes work exactly the same as traditional stick-built homes, because they don't. There are some important differences when it comes to financing, park approvals, inspections, ownership, and long-term costs. And if you're considering buying one, those are things you absolutely want to understand before jumping in. I'm Steven Weise with eXp Realty. I'm a realtor and certified residential appraiser here in the Sacramento area. I regularly work with buyers and sellers navigating the manufactured home market. Over the years, I've noticed there's a lot of confusion and misinformation surrounding manufactured homes, especially when it comes to financing, park approvals, inspections, and the true monthly cost of ownership. So in this video, I'm going to walk through some of the biggest things buyers should understand before purchasing a manufactured home in a park. We'll talk about the difference between mobile homes and manufactured homes, how financing works, what space rent actually is, the park approval process, inspections and condition issues, and how manufactured homes compare to renting. And if you enjoy real estate tips and housing-related content like this, make sure to click the subscribe button below. One of the first things that tends to confuse buyers is the terminology. You'll hear people use the terms mobile home and manufactured home interchangeably all the time. And honestly, most people in everyday conversation still do. But technically, there is a difference. Generally speaking, homes built before June 15th of 1976 are considered mobile homes. Homes built after that date fall under HUD standards and are considered manufactured homes. Now, why does that matter? Because the age of the home can sometimes affect financing, insurance, and even park requirements. But just like with a traditional stick-built home, older doesn't automatically mean the home is falling apart or in poor condition. Updates matter, maintenance matters, and the overall condition of the home matters far more than simply the year it was built. I've seen older manufactured homes that were extremely well maintained and in much better condition than newer homes that had been neglected. And later in the video, we'll talk a little more about inspections and some of the things buyers should pay attention to when evaluating a manufactured home. Another really important thing buyers need to understand is the land situation, because not all manufactured homes work the same way. In some cases, the manufactured home is located on land that the homeowner actually owns. In other cases, the home is located inside a mobile home park, where the homeowner owns the home itself but leases the space underneath it through a monthly space rent. There are also some resident-owned communities where residents collectively own the land or have ownership shares within the park. Because the homeowner typically owns the home but leases the land underneath it, manufactured homes in parks are often handled differently than traditional real estate when it comes to financing, titles, and ownership structure. For the remainder of this video, I'm mainly going to focus on manufactured homes located inside mobile home parks, since that's where many of the questions and misconceptions tend to come from. Many parks include amenities like clubhouses, pools, gated access, community events, or maintained common areas depending on the park. But it's important for buyers to understand that when purchasing a manufactured home in a park, they're typically purchasing the home itself, not the land underneath it. One of the biggest areas of confusion for buyers is financing. A manufactured home located on owned land can often use more traditional financing options. But a lot of people assume financing a manufactured home works exactly the same way as financing a traditional stick-built home, and that's not always the case for homes located on leased land inside mobile home parks. Many traditional lenders will not finance homes on leased land, and there are lenders who specialize specifically in manufactured home financing. And even then, some lenders still have restrictions based on the age of the home, whether it's an older single-wide, the park itself, or even the foundation system underneath the home. The good news is that financing options have improved quite a bit over the years. In fact, I've recently connected with a lender that can finance manufactured homes of virtually all types and ages, which is a huge benefit because that hasn't always been easy to find. Another important thing buyers should understand is that when qualifying for a manufactured home in a park, the monthly space rent is typically factored into the loan qualification process, along with the mortgage payment and other monthly debts. So even if the home price itself seems very affordable, buyers still want to understand the full monthly payment picture before moving forward. And just like with traditional housing, getting pre-approved early in the process can help buyers better understand what financing options may be available to them before they start touring homes.
With traditional housing, once a seller accepts your offer, you're typically moving forward toward closing. But with manufactured homes located inside mobile home parks, there's usually another step involved. The buyer also needs to be approved by the park management, which surprises a lot of buyers the first time they go through the process. That approval process can vary from park to park, but it often includes things like a credit check, income verification, background checks, confirming the home will be owner-occupied, and in some cases, verifying age requirements for 55-plus senior communities. Here in the Sacramento area, many parks often look for credit scores around 650 or higher, and monthly income somewhere around 2.5 to 3 times the monthly space rent. Some parks are very strict with their approval requirements, while others may be a little more flexible.
So even if a buyer qualifies with the lender, the park itself still has to approve the application as well. And that's one reason it's important for buyers to understand both the financing side and the park requirements early in the process, before getting too far down the road on a specific home. In many cases, the park approval process is fairly straightforward, but it's definitely something buyers want to be aware of upfront so there are no surprises later.
Just like with traditional homes, inspections are still very important when purchasing a manufactured home. And honestly, this is another area where buyers sometimes make incorrect assumptions. Some people assume manufactured homes are automatically in poor condition because they're older, while others assume that if the home looks updated cosmetically, everything underneath must also be in great shape. But neither of those assumptions is always true. When evaluating a manufactured home, buyers still want to pay attention to many of the same major items you'd look at in a traditional home, including the roof, plumbing, electrical, HVAC systems, flooring, signs of water intrusion, or soft spots in the floors or subflooring. Another thing buyers should pay attention to is additions or enclosed patios that may have been added onto the home over the years.
Some additions are properly permitted and well integrated into the home, while others may create financing, insurance, or appraisal complications depending on how they were constructed. In many cases, mobile home parks may also require certain inspections or repairs to be completed before approving the sale of the home. The good news is that many manufactured homes are extremely well maintained, and a good inspection can help buyers better understand the overall condition of the home before moving forward with the purchase.
One of the reasons many buyers start considering manufactured homes in the first place is affordability. For some buyers, manufactured homes can offer a more achievable path into home ownership compared to traditional housing prices in the area. Instead of continuing to rent, some buyers are able to purchase a manufactured home with a monthly payment that may still be competitive with, or even lower than, local rental costs. And unlike renting, when you own a manufactured home, you may also have the opportunity to build equity over time and potentially resell the home later. Now, that doesn't mean there aren't still ongoing costs buyers need to understand. In addition to the mortgage payment, buyers in mobile home parks will typically also have monthly space rent, utilities, insurance, and general maintenance costs. And just like apartment rent, space rent can increase over time as operating costs and market conditions change.
But even with space rent, manufactured homes can still provide a lower overall monthly housing cost compared to many traditional housing options in the Sacramento area. And for many buyers, that combination of lower upfront costs and potentially lower monthly payments is exactly what makes manufactured homes worth considering.
At the end of the day, manufactured homes are simply a different type of home ownership, and for the right buyer, they can make a lot of sense. The key is understanding how they work before jumping into the process. Things like financing, space rent, park approval requirements, inspections, and ongoing monthly costs are all important parts of the decision. And while manufactured homes may not work exactly the same way as traditional stick-built homes, they can still be a very practical and affordable path into homeownership for many buyers. In fact, many manufactured homes are extremely well maintained and located in clean, well-managed communities throughout the Sacramento area. If you're considering purchasing a manufactured home and have questions about financing, parks, or what options may be available, feel free to reach out. And if you found this video helpful, I'd appreciate it if you gave it a like and click the subscribe button below for more real estate and housing related content.
Comes